God has a covenant with the Jewish people, with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that covenant is over the land. And when we look in the book of Genesis, God calls it an everlasting covenant. It's God gave that land. I heard someone said to me once, is God in the real estate business? And I said, when it comes to Israel, he is. Because he didn't promise America to the Americans or England to the British. He did, and he has a reason for giving the land to Israel. One of the reasons that comes to my mind is he wanted a nation and a people that the Lord could come, that the Messiah could come. The very day that President Bush opened that meeting in Madrid, Spain, literally, I'm going to use the word freak storm developed in the North Atlantic. The weather patterns in the United States go from west to east. They don't go from east to west. This storm came from east to west, and it was the most ferocious storm that they've ever recorded. The waves were over 100 feet high. It came 1,000 miles the wrong way, and literally the ocean rose up in front of President Bush Sr. It's hard to say now. His home in Kennebunkport, Maine, 30-foot waves smashed against his home. Almost at the time he's initiating the Madrid peace process for this plan to take the land away from Israel. So his own home is being destroyed while he is touching the apple of God's eye and the covenant with Abraham.
What did former President Clinton do that caused the judgment to come on him?
Well, Sid, he was a prime mover forcing Israel to give away the covenant land for, quote, peace. And Sid, every time that Yasser Arafat would come to meet with President Clinton here in the United States, something disastrous would happen. Yasser Arafat came here starting in 1997 to meet with former President Clinton over Israel. And this was purely for the covenant land to be given away, including Jerusalem. September 27th, 1998, Arafat in meeting with President in Washington. Hurricane Georges hits Alabama and stalls. Hurricane stalls until Arafat leaves, and then the hurricane dissipated. Arafat was here for 3 days meeting with the president and going to the United Nations. And for those 3 days, the hurricane stalled in the Gulf Coast right off of the Alabama-Mississippi border, churning up those states, causing several $billion in damage. Arafat leaves and the hurricane dissipates. On November 23rd, 1998, Arafat comes to America. He meets with President Clinton, who was raising funds for the Palestinian Authority. That same day, the stock market falls 216 points.
Now, the name of your book is God's Final Warning to America. What do you mean by that?
Well, I believe that God is warning us. These are not judgments to destroy us as a nation right now. These are warnings that we're on a collision course with God, and He wants us to turn.
If we don't turn, what will happen?
Sid, I believe in all my heart that God will take away the power of America, because we're primarily interfering with His prophetic plan for Israel. And God will not allow that. And if He has to remove us as a world power, or if He has to maybe break us up as a nation to go that far, He will do it.
אז בורא עולם ייתן וימשיך לתת הנחתות קשות בכל כדור הארץ, לא יפסיקו הצרות בעולם כולו, עד שיניחו לאדמת הקודש לפני בני אדם שגרים בישראל. בורא עולם לא שינגעו לו באדמת הקודש. לאחד מארצות הברית, עד עכשיו יש מהפכות בארצות הברית. זה הזרה קיבלו ארצות הברית, וכל מיני מדינות בעולם לא לנגוע באדמת הקודש.